Hello, good morning. Today we are going to discuss about the fish processing and preservation. Now this topic is the part of the economic zoology and in the pisciculture is the session or third topic where the first one we saw there is the inland fisheries, second one is the fish farming, third topic is the fish processing and preservation. Now fish processing and preservation. Now this topic is the belonging to the economic zoology and now here again definition we saw what is pisciculture and what is aquaculture. Now processing of fish, fish processing and preservation, processing of fish. So here processing of fish involves the removal of the unwanted material. It is the removal of the unwanted material in the fish. Particularly, the gills are unwanted materials, the fins are unwanted materials, the scales are unwanted materials, and digestive system is the unwanted materials. And sometimes the head is also the unwanted materials. Now here, removal of all these substances we call the processing of fish. So in the processing of fish, why we should do the processing of fish? So as you know, the fish is the highly perishable product. Perishable product in the sense that it is easily spoilage food item because the fish flesh is having lot of proteins and exposure of this fish to the atmosphere and this atmosphere we know is lot of microorganisms are there, particularly the bacteria. They easily grow in the flesh of the fish and thereby the flesh of the fish gets spoiled because of the growth of the microorganisms. So here, now when you do processing, here you remove the unwanted material and after the removal of the unwanted material, next step is the preservation. Now here, the processing is required to enhance the shelf life of the fish. You know, fish are perishable products and we should enhance the shelf life of the fish. So in order to enhance the shelf life of the fish, the processing is required. Followed by the processing, there is the preservation. Now preservation is the processing that keeps fishes from decomposing. Fishes as a property as a decomposing. That means, so whenever this fish is exposed to the atmosphere, the bacteria and the other microorganisms easily grow in the fish because the fish itself is a good culture medium. It's more than the culture medium, so to say. So just within a short period of time, the growth of the microorganisms occur and thereby spoil the fish. So when there is a spoilage of the fish, so it is not fit for the consumption and that type of fishes lead to the food poisoning. And the use of the preservation is especially from the loss or injury to danger to increase the shelf life of the fishes and preservation is done to increase shelf life of the fishes and also the preservation doesn't alter the taste and the odor of the fish. So this the nature of the fish is maintained when we do the preservation. So to say the texture of the fish, the color of the fish, the taste of the fish, the odor of the fish, all these are maintained in the natural conditions if you do the preservation in the proper scientific methods. So that is the importance of preservation. So preservation is one of the most important aspects in the pisciculture. Now here the preservation of fishes, there are so many techniques involved in the preservation. Say preservation means the prevention of the fish from spoilage. Preservation refer to the prevention of fish from the spoilage. So just we prevent the fish from spoilage, from decomposing, from bacterial action. So we protect the fish in the natural conditions. So that is the importance of preservation. Now in the preservation we have the so many techniques in the preservation. So first technique is the what we call freezing. Freezing refer to the removal of the heat from the body. Now store the fish under low temperature. The fishes are arranged in tiers or shelves and stacked and placed, should not be dumped in heaps in cold storage. So prefer to store the temperature of the fish below 4 degrees centigrades to prevent the microbial spoilage of the fish. Freezing refer to the just keeping the fish under 4 degrees centigrades. So when the fish are kept in under 4 degrees centigrades, the growth of the microorganisms is minimized and followed by the decomposition of the fish is stopped. So here freezing is also done to check the enzymatic growth, bacterial action and putrefaction. So putrefaction means again spoilage. So deep freezing is another part of the preservation. Preservation of fish below the 0 degree centigrades is called deep freezing. Below the 0 degree centigrades. Of course, cryopreservation is there. Keeping the fish in the liquid nitrogen, of course, is a costly method, cost expensive. And this method is where the fishes are processed, lead is removed and unwanted materials like the scales, gills are also removed. Then third step is the cold storage. Cold storage, preservation of fishes at temperature 4 degrees to 5 degrees centigrades. This fish is marketed next day. With the increase on the availability of fish is transported in different transport modes like trucks, rails and motor vehicles. The West Coast has large number of freezing plants at places like Mumbai, Bangalore, Cochin, Trivandrum, where freezing of fishes is done. Lobsters are undertaken in a large scale. The fourth step is the salting. So salting is another method of preservation of fishes. So applying the salt to the fishes. Check the bacterial growth and inactivate the enzymes. And fishes, when applied with these salts, the bacterial growth is minimized. And this salting is a disadvantage is there. There is a disadvantage in salting. Now what is the disadvantage? Particularly, the enzymes are getting deactivated and consumption of these salted fishes is also not good for the health, particularly for the blood pressure patients. And dry salting here. Dry salting is the process of fish first rubbed in salt, packed in layers in cemented tanks. The salt is applied between the layers of fishes in a proportion of 1:3 to 1:8 salt the fish. The proportion of salt to fish varies with the variety of fishes. So this is the fifth technique of preservation of fish. Then the sixth method is the smoking. Here the fish is cleaned and brined. Brine means applying the salt solution. It is then exposed to the cold or hot smoke treatment. In cold smoking, the first temperature is of 38 degrees raised to the smokeless fire. After this heating, cold smoke at temperature of 28 degrees allowed to circulate past the fish. So just the smoke is applied to the fish. Then disadvantage is that the odor or the aroma of the fish is changed because of the smoke. So it gives a charred effect on the fish, and further consequences in the consumption as some drawbacks because of smoking. Then canning, here the method of storing the fish in airtight containers. Of course, this method is costly, and manual labor and mechanical devices also involved. So this keeping the fish in the airtight containers. Sun drying is another method where the fish is exposed to sunlight certain durations on the mats, and here the nutritive loss is there because of the loss of the moisture and loss of the enzymes. That is the disadvantage. Then other is the pickling. In this method, the fishes are given spices and chili and salt treatment for certain durations. Again, this method, the taste of the fish varies because the spices and chilies and salts are added, and also not good food for the BP patients. So mixed salting is another technique where the simultaneous use of the salt and salt water is followed. So this is the mixed salting method. So fishes are applied with the salt and salt solution to minimize the growth of the bacteria. And pit curing, another method employed in the south and southeast coast of our country. In this process, the fish treated with the salts buried in the pits lined with the leaves, after 2 to 3 days removed and marketed. Here the salt solution and lined with the leaves. So finally, so preservation of fish. So these topics we find in the Shukla and Upadhyay Economic Zoology, Renowned Mathur and Kotpal textbook. Thank you for listening.